Show has started, and now here we are. This is Evan Layton with HTown Happy Hour.
Derek Diotalevi with HTown Happy
And
Hour.
we have a couple special guests today.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, people? What's going on?
Introduce yourself, gentlemen. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Einrique Abulume. It's very, very hard to say my last name, so don't try to try it at all. You might butcher it. Yeah, man. Pretty much here in Lake City. I'm one of the lead personal fitness specialists here in Lake City, and we do what we do at V12 Sports and Fitness.
Cool.
And we just change lives in many different ways, mentally, physically, spiritually, all what we can.
Let's go.
By the end of the day, we love what we're doing.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
My name's Omar Hillail.
Okay.
I work with Einrique at V12 Sports and Fitness and also at Tiger's Den Martial Arts.
Okay.
I'm a professional MMA fighter and a
Yes.
professional boxer.
Let's go.
Been a martial artist my whole life, also from Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we out here
Out
representing
here.
Houston, doing what we do.
We are out here. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to.
Yes, sir.
Now you said it was V12 and Tiger's Den.
Yes.
And now y'all are in one unit. Y'all work as a tandem, correct?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's always been a tandem at the team. V12 and Tiger's Den is it's a family business. It's my family's, Tiger's Den is my family's business. And then whenever, I think it was like 2014 or 15, we decided to open up V12.
Mm-hmm.
And Enrique came along and has been managing the gym for, I think, about 5 or 6 years now.
And just been hitting home runs every single day.
Every single day, man.
Just hitting home runs out the park.
There is no V12 without Enrique.
Let's go. Come on,
there
for
it
real,
is.
man. Come on, man. Come on.
That's and we were kind of talking about it before the show. Why don't y'all go ahead and tell us that story? How exactly did y'all meet?
You go ahead and you talk.
Oh, you want to? Okay, well.
Yeah, you go ahead and you talk.
Well, you're
like I
gonna have
said-
to tell your side too, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go ahead and let him tell it first.
Cool, cool.
Again, like I said, a few years ago, 6 years ago, that's when I met this kid, and basically my vision was to build a business out of nothing.
Yeah.
And it was also amazing, and I met Omar. Omar, again, like I said, was in a whole different mindset than I was. And again, we didn't see eye to eye in the first place. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Nothing physical or anything of that sort. It's just the understanding of a human being. And when you tend to understand a human being, you have two alpha, two egos. Then somebody
Tell us about it, bro. Tell us about it. Yeah, let us know.
somebody has to sit back and wise up a little bit. And
Yeah.
like I said, I was in my age and my prime, and I thought that maybe it's something I need to do. And again, let me tell y'all, for those of you guys listening, if you in a workplace and if you want to go somewhere, I think that you have to build a relationship or find a way to adjust your emotion in anything that you do. Because again,
Yeah.
emotional intelligence is very, very important.
Emotional intelligence is so huge, and it's funny that you say that. Be able to, whenever you have two people who are headstrong, right?
Yep.
Who are headstrong. As much as you want to be able to interact successfully. But Derek, you were just talking about that literally on the story. If y'all are watching, about there's nothing wrong with being able to check your own energy.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with being able to check your own energy and know whenever to set back, because you're not 100% of the time are you always going to be, this is the right way. It's kind of like, yeah, well, all right, maybe let's rethink this.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath and sit back. So was that something that y'all were both able? Is that something that you were able to do?
I mean, for sure. So whenever the gym first opened up, like I said, it was a family business, and initially it was like my responsibility to take over things, and I really didn't know what to do. I was also still working on the karate school side, teaching full time on the karate side, and then trying to help with the gym, and I just didn't know what to do. And then Enrique
It's
came
a lot
along.
to handle.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, when it's yours, you have to do whatever you have to do. And
Yep.
I wasn't doing the proper things necessary. I was very young. I was immature. I didn't take the necessary steps to,
Which I
get the
also
job
think
done.
is allowed. We are allowed to be juvenile. We're allowed to not know 100% of what we're
That
doing.
is correct.
We're allowed to go through
You
trials and
learn
errors.
as you go.
Correct.
Absolutely, and that's why this guy is a blessing.
Yeah.
Because when he came along, he had the experience in running a gym and like having clients and like knowing what to do and like having a successful gym that's running and getting people that stay and just have that sort of almost family
Like a
environment.
community. You're building
Exactly,
a community.
that community environment.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
And whenever he started doing that, it took off.
Wow.
And he just ever since then it's like I said, without Enrique, there is no V12 anymore.
Well, that's
He's
huge.
been taking care of all that stuff.
And it's so. I don't mean to cut you off,
all
man.
right.
But even whenever I called you for this, and I was like, "Hey, man, you're killing it with these videos. Don't stop doing that. Because you're putting it out there, and whenever you put yourself out on the line like that, you reap great rewards.
I appreciate it, man. And as much as my brother over here just gave me recognition, which again I appreciate, all that was not done by me. You know what I mean? I put in my work, everyone put in their work, even the members of the gym put in their work. So I just lead, and for you to lead, you have to learn how to follow. So I follow them too, and I follow too as well.
1000%.
So that's how it is. It's a give and take situation.
You have to know how to compromise.
All great leaders have to learn how to follow.
Yeah.
All great leaders, and you're not born a leader. You see someone else lead, and you try to implement those techniques into your life, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Bro, let me tell you, before I even got into fitness, I was a manager at a restaurant called Buffalo Wild Wings. I managed John Tamales, and I did a few things management-wise. I was 21 years old, 22, young, and I have people my age, and I'm trying to tell them what to do. Now, my ego is big, but also humble or honest, and I was naive because, again, I tell you this, when I first came to this country, I wasn't aware. I came to this country when I was 12 years old. So this is me trying to adjust to American society. So what I knew was I knew how to lead, but again, I also knew that people was on my age and they didn't see me as a leader because I had this big ego, and I wasn't aware. So
sometimes we need to check our energy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I went through all that phase, and when I got the opportunity to actually learn from some people, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just, I'm telling you, it's crazy. But like I said, you just gotta check your ego.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what that happened.
Isn't it kind of crazy though, like how much being a manager of those restaurants probably sets you up for success in what you're doing now?
I'll
like
give
you
them
learn
that.
so much.
Yep.
I used to make a joke because I've been in the service industry and stuff too, and one of my best friends, he was one of the managers, so he always had to battle that too, where he started as a server, so now all the other servers don't necessarily see him in that leadership role, so he had David, shout out to David, he helped us start HTown Happy Hour. He's in Mexico now doing his thing, but he's actually running cheesecake factories out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
But he had to figure out how to kind of handle that situation. But like even me seeing him transform and being able to convince these people like he is a leader and like prove himself.
Right.
Like I see in that growth personally, I was like, damn, like
Mad
those
respect.
are qualities. I don't even have to be a manager, and I'm learning from this. He was my roommate too at the time, so I was constantly learning from it. And also, the service industry is tough, dog. You have to deal with a lot of people, a lot of upset people.
Different types of people too.
Yeah.
All sorts of people.
And there's some people who haven't ever worked in the service industry who are like, hey guys, how you doing? My name is Evan. I'll be with you all in 1 minute. 2 waters and lemons right now. It's like,
Well, you're a professional problem solver, dog.
Yeah.
You have to be a professional problem solver. You have to solve problems. Problems come up, and that goes across all walks of life, man. You have to figure out how to solve problems.
and give them the good experience. Give them a good experience.
Yeah, they're all coming for the experience, right?
Right.
Yeah. So,
This experience is awesome, by the way. I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me
hey,
on board.
absolutely, man. Thank y'all for making it up here.
Yes.
And remember how you said about 6 years ago you started this journey, and I don't know, before we even got on board, and I think I gave you exactly what I needed to give. What came to my mind was that, hey, you know what, keep doing what you're doing. And I told old boy too, that, hey, it just takes one person to believe, just like your boy in Mexico doing his thing. You believed him, and he just kept on moving forward.
Yes, sir.
That just take one, and that's it. So, I mean,
It's a duo, man.
Yeah.
It's a duo, man. It don't work without, you know what I'm saying? It's a well-oiled machine. It's not just a well-oiled individual.
Right on.
And,
Go.
yeah.
I was gonna say, wrap back around. That goes right back to what you were talking about. Like y'all are 2 alpha males. Like y'all had to learn to work together to accomplish y'all's goals. We love talk on this. Like okay, there's these obstacles that come along with building a team, but there's so much benefit. Everything is easier as a team.
Amen.
Not even just like because y'all both have y'all's like positives and qualities that will help y'all exceed, but also being able to compromise with someone and like,
Which can be difficult to swallow your pride.
It's also knowing like what you're good at too, and like sticking to that and like staying in that lane.
Yep,
You know
accepting
what I'm
that.
saying? Like exactly, like accepting like, you know what, maybe I'm not as good as like going at at it from this angle. Maybe I'm just good at this one specific thing.
Yeah.
And maybe this person's better at just doing this job.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong with delegating a task to somebody else.
Well, I mean, QB, wide receiver, lineman.
Yeah.
That football team ain't
Like,
shit without all of them.
Specific, like, especially in the gym too, like we have different things in the gym that kind of separate us from other gyms. So like we have a normal fitness regimen, like with fitness classes and like what workout equipment, like machines and stuff. And then we have an MMA side and the boxing side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, tell us a little bit more about that within the.
So the gym is like almost like a mom and pop shop, like UFC gym. It's like smaller, but it has everything that a UFC gym would have with the cage. It has full boxing bags. It has speed bags. It has grappling mats. It has everything that
Dope.
the
That's
gym
dope.
has, and it also has like machines and cardio equipment and
Free
like,
weights and
and a
everything.
whole ring.
Everything.
There's a whole ring in there.
and a cage. We have an
Excuse
MMA
me.
cage.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have an MMA cage in there, and basically, like what we do is we kind of have like a open gym, like
Yeah.
where you can just come in and work out any time of the day. It's a
Right.
24-hour gym, so any time of the day or night you can come
Wow.
and work in.
I got a couple friends who go to the gym.
Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah.
is it actually 24 hours now?
24 hours.
we make it
all-
24 hours.
it's-
Okay.
We have a
Because 24-hour fitness ain't even 24 no
Nope.
more. It's like 16-hour fitness now.
no, this
Like
is 24.
false claiming. False claiming.
This is a full 24-hour gym.
Hell yeah.
100%. And yeah, so it has the free weights. It even has a little infrared sauna, like a little personal 2-person infrared sauna. We have showers. We have everything.
Nice.
Whole
And
setup.
we have also fitness classes and MMA classes. So what
Yeah.
I do is I teach the MMA classes in the evening time, and we also have personal training, bodybuilding, all that other stuff. And that's
It's a
what
one-stop shop fitness.
Yes, sir.
it's everything.
Yes,
It's-
sir.
So y'all are also in the so not only the professional fighting also, but sometimes the bodybuilding as well. That was one of the I've seen a lot of pictures that you've helped out people personally.
Yes, yes,
to
yes.
compete at a high level, haven't you?
Yes, I've done it for some years now. Even my work wife, shout out to Erin Elliott. I call her my work wife.
Yeah.
She's been with me in the gym for that long too as well. She's a professional in what she does, and she's a bodybuilder just like me. And she competes, she trains, she does nutrition, all that. So again, it's a family unit of positivity,
Yes,
and people
sir.
just
Yeah.
come and just change lives.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? When I tell you it's a one-stop shop fitness gym, it's exactly what it is.
So
Not
the
at all.
community area is
A
pretty
community-
strong there.
Everything.
Absolutely.
So
That's- yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's the coolest thing about a gym, man, is that community. You see people regularly, and not even the people that work there, but just other people. They're all trying to better themselves.
Yep.
Everybody.
Not just physically either. Up
Yep.
here, mentally.
Yes,
mentally.
yes. Speaking of mentally, this
Yeah.
month is Mental Awareness.
Is it
Let's
not?
go.
Is it not mental health awareness month?
and,
Yes.
and I am
Shout out my doctor.
and I want to take that honor and open this topic for a second, just because we all have a lot of stuff going in here, and most of us are not aware of what's going in here. We're
Yeah.
like, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that sometimes we don't know how to manage what's wrong in our minds. We
Yes.
overthink things. And this month is Mental Awareness Month, and I've been talking about it a lot on my posts that I do, just because again, by the end of the day, everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
Some manages it very, very well, use coping mechanisms, and they do what they got to do with that. And some just use their emotions and just pour into the world and just destroy themselves.
And some people don't know how to
Don't
put
know how
a
to do it.
control of it.
No.
They don't know how to control their
you
emotions.
can't even control it. You can manage it.
Right.
Because
Wow.
every emotion.
You can't control it.
No, you can't. Because
Right.
every emotion is you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is that you at that moment? Yes. But after you, it cannot be you, because you have the power and authority to change the way you feel and act in a certain time. That
And
is your
think.
life.
And the way you think.
You have the power to do so. So by the end of the day, yes, that was you at that particular moment, but don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Don't attach that feeling to it. That's where we get our misery from. That's where we fall into.
Well, which is why today is such a great rainy day. It's
Yes.
a wonderful rainy day, because I say if you can't appreciate the sunshine, if you can't appreciate the rain, how do you appreciate the sunshine? You know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. If you're like, oh man, I love this sunny day, it's kind of like, oh, what, are you gonna feel like like a junkhead if it rains? No, go outside, go play in the rain.
Hey.
How do you can't have one without the other?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Omar, tell me a little bit about, so it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so whenever you're in the ring managing these emotions, because I haven't stepped into the ring, I haven't made that challenge yet. I've done a little sparring here and there, man, for fun, but what sort of emotions are happening or flooding into you?
Man, every emotion, every it's one of the it's kind of hard to describe. Like when people try and describe like what that feeling is like whenever
Yeah.
you're walking to a cage and you're fighting another trained professional that's trying to take your head off.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
And it's one of those weird things that it's you feel every single emotion.
Yeah.
You know, going off of Mental Health Month, this is my first time ever that I've actually started seeing a therapist and like helping me with like my own mental health stuff.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's not easy going and doing what we do, especially being in front of hundreds of people, if not thousands of people fighting, and people are cheering and booing and screaming, and you know, like I said, you feel everything. So
Yeah.
walking to the cage, you feel obviously fear. Like I feel fearful.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
You have
Muhammad
no
Ali
idea what's
said
gonna
he was-
happen.
Muhammad Ali even said he was nervous and scared every time he walked into that ring.
And if
Went in
you-
there and whooped people's ass though.
If you don't feel that, then that's where it gets bad.
Yeah.
And so, how are you able to take those and use it to your advantage?
You have to like focus in a way and try to, as much as you can, do things that kind of help you relax and do
Yeah.
things that help you kind of like find that center where it's a mindset where like nothing can get in. You just have to have that iron mind, and you train for that. It's not
Yeah.
something that you can just kind of turn on.
Right.
You know, so like throughout the training, what I like to do is I like to just get that kind of mindset when I'm doing things like for a long amount of time, where if I'm hitting the bag or if I'm going for a run or if I'm shadow boxing or in the sauna, that's when I kind of like focus on my mind.
How many times do you tell yourself, I'm done, and then keep pushing forward? In some of like whenever you're training and trying to like, you know, get prepared, getting the iron mindset kind of.
So
How many times are you like, man, I'm so tired, but
every time.
okay, cool.
Every time.
Speak the truth.
So what I have to do in order to get to that point of there's nobody that can outwork me
Yeah.
is
Nice.
exhausting myself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting to the point where like I can't fucking. I'm sorry if I don't know.
You're
if I
good.
can
You're
cuss.
like, first, bro. This
Well,
ain't
it's a
happy
little
hour,
raw
baby.
out here. It's
We're
a little
raw.
raw.
We keep
I
it
have
raw.
to get to the point where I can't fucking move. Like
Yeah.
my arms are tired. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Everything's like just I'm done. Where my legs hurt. I'm moving around the bag and I'm just kind of having to just kind of will myself to keep my hands up.
Yeah.
You know, so like
That's huge, dude.
my last fight that I had a really bad eye injury that happened super early in the fight.
Yeah.
It happened literally within the first 5 seconds, I think. The first punch that the guy threw just was a jab straight in my eye, fractured my orbital socket, couldn't see, and I made it the whole fight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking
I finished the whole fight. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Determination.
Thank you. But the thing is like whenever I'm fighting, that's my biggest fear. Is like, what if I'm hurt? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if I can't see or if I can't use one arm or my leg or I'm breathing too heavy or
That's also the risk that you have to take stepping into
Exactly,
that
for sure.
octagon, that ring, whatever it may be.
But knowing that you can go through something like that, knowing that you cannot see and still willing to risk
I bet it's
everything.
invigorating.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, invigorating is not the right word.
Okay.
It kind of sucks going through it. But like
Once you make it through,
once
it,
you
I'm
make
saying,
it through, of course.
Once you make it through,
Once
it,
you
like,
make it through, it is the greatest sensation in the world because
Yeah.
you know that like no matter what other obstacle you go
Right.
through, whether it's tough and you feel like you're down, you're gonna say, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna keep going forward.
Yeah.
Like I've been in a fight where I can't see, I can't breathe out of my nose, my ribs are hurt, like
Yeah.
everything's just going wrong.
Just keep on keeping
But
on.
you just keep on and you just figure it out, you know, whether you can't see, you can't breathe, you're bleeding, doesn't matter.
just
You
keep
just
going.
fucking just keep going.
Something my dad taught me, like I was doing some training because I was trying to join the military. I was young. It's not the route I ended up taking in life, but I was like trying to
happy
join.
hour.
H-Town happy hour, the route I
it's
took.
A-Shot happy hour. Just right now.
I was trying to join like some special forces, TACP, and the Air Force and stuff, and so I had to pass these like rigorous tests. They were tough as fuck, like 100 push-ups, like 100 sit-ups, all short timed. You had to swim underwater like 50 yards, like all back to back to back. And then at the very end, you had to run a mile and a half in like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Like tough, bro.
That's-
tough.
Yeah.
And this is after doing everything. And I tell you, I did this thing like 100 times. I was doing it every day. That's all I was doing. The whole test every day, like 100 times. Never once did I finish it. I was like 2 days out from the test, and I told my dad, I was like, yo, I ain't gonna be able to do this. He was like, man, I've been watching you do this every day. He's also was like kind of doing with me and shit too. He was in the military. God rest his soul. He passed away, but he was like, I've been watching you do this every day. I'm super proud of you. And he told me, he was like, but you can do it. I was like, no, I've tried. I've been doing it, testing 2 days. I haven't been able to do it. He was like, have you puked once yet? I was like, no. He's like, have you passed out? I was like, no. He's like, have you died? I was like, no. He's like, you still got something in the tank. You still got something in the tank.
Wise words.
You know what? Both of y'all had something in common because what you guys just expressed is called discipline.
Yeah.
Right? That discipline factor. You got an eye broken, you're in a socket, and you know for a fact, like he just said, I can't see. I have no idea. I go, and plus, you know what I'm saying? First of all, he said, I'm thinking about what's going to happen. A lot of things may not even happen.
Right.
That
Right.
was, you know what I'm
Your
saying?
mind may trick you
Right.
Yeah,
because your
your mind's mental
imagination
tricks
is running wild of
Exactly.
what the possibilities could be.
Right. So again, so we're creating this thing, but it's not true. But what happened was exactly what happened at that moment. But what he did was cross that line and kept on fighting, regardless
sir.
of where to see. You see, did you know that it takes we as a human being on a daily basis take $2,300,000 breath a day.
Wow.
2300,000 breath a day.
That's a
Wow.
lot, man.
Now, could you times your age?
Yeah. I can't even do that.
That's
real
a lot of
quick.
breath, right?
That's a
Let
lot
me
of
pull
breath.
out my calculator.
So there's some things we cannot see in life. However, just passing that breath every day, that's a blessing. For you to be able to come up here and do this every day, to feed your family, to eat, to come out the ring with one eye broken, whatever the case may be, that's another day of you like, oh, wow.
You
Yes,
know
sir.
what? To add on to that, we're talking about just breaths. Whenever I was younger, I was going to church with a good friend of mine and his mom, where they were talking about praying, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what it was. And she was telling me, even if you don't have anything to pray for, be thankful. Thank God for this breath. Thank God for this breath right now that you're able to take. Some people have taken their last breath.
Yeah.
It's not everyone. Those, feel it. Like, and it was funny because somebody even told me, whenever you're craving a cigarette, whenever you're craving something like that, you're really craving a deep breath of air deep in your lungs. That's really what your body's craving. Yeah. And that's another thing I was going to ask about to you, or Andy, you. Do y'all do any breathing exercises to help you prepare for maybe to be on stage or to be in a ring?
Well, for me, I meditate. And
Nice.
the way I meditate is there's different forms I meditate. I meditate walking. I meditate with my eyes closed. I meditate on my breath. I meditate on reading sources that enlightens my mind. You know what I mean? So I meditate in a lot of ways. And breath work is what I've been doing lately, especially when it comes down to your emotions.
Yeah.
If something happens, all you need is a deep breath and let it out.
Right.
Right? There's something called HALT. HALT. Look it up.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down, brother.
HALT. Whenever a human being goes through these 4 phases, which is hunger, angriness, loneliness, and tiredness. All that right there is an emotion that allows us to express our feeling, act like a baby sometimes, or not just like a human being.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hungry, feed me. What are you hungry for? What if you and a perfect example is when I'm on prep for bodybuilding show. We have something called what do you call it? When you're hungry, but oh my God, left my mind. Okay, so you're hungry.
It happens to me
Right.
a lot.
So
I
you're
forgot
hungry.
what I was talking about.
So you're hungry, you're starving, and
Fasting.
It's called hangry.
Hangry,
Hangry.
hangry.
Yeah.
So you're hungry and you're angry, and those are the 2 halts, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So
here's
anyway,
the Snickers. Shout out Snickers. Yeah, shout out Snickers. All right. Mars Company, whatever.
so it's called hangry. So again, you go through this phases, so you keep yourself in a deficit for you to get so lean on stage, and everybody has their own baggage, their own drama. You can feel it because
Yeah.
you're so lean and you're so aware of a lot of things, but you're hungry. You can't do anything because you're disciplining yourself to step on stage. It's
Damn.
like my man go through his phase trying to lean out, get in this fight. You can't eat, but you so like, oh my God, everyone just pissing you off.
They
and
could
you
be
don't-
like, "Hey, I hope you have a great day." Shut up
Right?
now.
you look great. Fuck you.
I see you've been working your ass off. Yeah, well, have you? Get out of here.
And the worst part is because why you hangry? Like, you put yourself through it. Of course I put myself through it.
But look what I'm about to get. Look what I'm about to achieve
Right.
with this.
And the fact I'm going through that phase, I'm aware too as well. Like, I put myself through that. So why am I getting mad about everybody else?
Yeah.
I got a lot to control this one.
No.
I can't do anything with them. They're going through this regardless. I pull myself. So that's where the health comes in. Take a deep breath and basically if you practice your mind and your breathing and just be aware of a lot of things.
I love that.
A lot of things in life will go so smooth. I mean, we create, like you said, we create the way we think, act, and feel.
Yep.
We are creators. I call it co-creators. We create
sir.
ourselves. Whatever
Yes,
you are
sir.
today, you too, whatever this man is, whatever I am today, whatever this man is,
We thought
We
it
created
into
it.
we
existence.
created it.
Yeah.
This
Right.
microphone was created by somebody that thought about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So by the end of the day, we could create our own future just by thinking and acting on it and being
Yeah.
disciplined and all that good stuff.
So
That's
let me
huge.
ask you about this. You talk about the hunger. I really like. I mean, as much
I'm hungry for success.
That's exactly right, Derek. HTown
you
or
go.
die. But what I will say is there's times where I've done fasting for extended amount of time, and I'm not trying to brag or boast on it. I'm just talking about an experience where I've done it for 72 hours before.
Right.
That was a whole day the whole 3 days where I was just drinking. I was hitting water, and man, that hunger that you feel ain't that important. It's not that special.
Right.
That hunger, I need to have a cheeseburger. I need to have a taco. You don't.
Goes back to discipline, like you said.
And whenever that hunger, once that feeling of hunger, once you mentally overcome it,
Yeah.
you're like, man, this 24 hours ain't that bad. I can really go for 48 hours because I'm not hungry for food. I'm hungry for what's on the other side of this hunger. It's a driving force inside your stomach.
Right on.
It's a driving force inside your stomach. Not only that, hunger for success and wanting to be better, you also start to feel for some of the people who maybe aren't as luxurious and can't eat whenever they want. You start thinking about the real hungry people. And then
Ramadan.
no,
That's-
Damn.
Yeah, that's what
Straight
it
up.
is. Yeah,
Straight
I
up.
mean, so
You have to fast.
I'm Muslim.
talk
right?
about it, brother.
I sucks because I don't really fast, and that's the shitty thing about it is I am Muslim, but I don't practice fasting, and I haven't fasted in a very long time. But this guy fasted for the very first time, and he's said that it felt. I mean, anytime that I've fasted and I've done it the right way, I've felt just very not. I've felt very cleansed, just very
Yeah.
just like
Light, clean, clear-headed too.
everything, every just positive kind of emotion that you could feel. And when he did it, he kind of felt the same way. And, it's a very kind of gratifying feeling whenever you can withhold those urges of
Yeah.
food, water, or whatever else that, fasting is during the month of Ramadan is it kind of like when you come on the other side of it, it feels really positive.
Yes.
Not even necessarily just like gratifying, like, I did this thing, like how great I feel. It's just it's positive.
It's a reset for your body. Also, you let your organs rest a little bit. You know, like you don't have. Whenever you wake up in the morning, as much as sometimes people say, "Oh, you got to have your breakfast." Do I?
No.
No, not really. No.
Do I?
No.
And it's kind of like, well, then how about you be a little bit more structured with it? If you don't have to have breakfast, well, how else can you kind of refine this dietary system for your benefit? Well, what if I only section out from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock whenever I eat? Bam! Now you're in intermittent fasting, and now there's a whole other world of benefits that come with that if you can stay consistent.
So to answer your question, when it comes down to nutrition, for all you ladies and gentlemen trying to do weight loss and all that good stuff, there's not one way for you to actually get to your goal when it comes down to nutrition. You just have to be optimal, be consistent, and stick to what works for you. My man says, do I have to eat breakfast? You don't have to eat breakfast. Your first meal of the day is your breakfast. So it's the
it's a
language.
break fast.
Wow.
It's a break of your fast.
That's where breakfast comes from. Break fast.
Right.
Wow.
It's your language. It's what we've been conditioned to think. So you have to get away from that mindset.
Yo.
If you don't eat breakfast, my clients, trust me, I don't force anyone to do what they want to do. If they want to do something, I'll say this. What you want to do, we work through it. When it comes down to your meals, all that good stuff, this is what you want to eat 3 meals a day, go and eat 3 meals a day. But let's focus on this and make it a habit for you to get better.
Yeah.
And that's how you start you just got to start.
When I was texting you, I was texting you the address. I scrolled up real quick to see what else. I was like, man, what do we used to chit chat about? You know how many meal plans you've sent me from the chicken tetrazzini meatballs to the teriyaki turkey burgers. You know what I mean? And it's
Yes.
I mean, you've been on that food prep, and that you've been helping people out for a while with that. Now, tell us a little bit about that. How does that help lead into your business with your food prep?
All right, so when it comes down to a few things, I do feel, again, all right, so when it comes down to I have 3 ways that I give my clients to
benefit.
for nutrition wise. First of all, I'm gonna ask him what are the choices. So there's one way. One way is I'm gonna ask you is what do you want to eat? You make your own meal plan. You tell me what you want to eat. Okay, by the end of the day, if that's what you want to do and you're disciplined for the next 14, 21 days, that tells me that you could do it.
Yeah.
You could if you fail at what you want to eat, that's a problem. We got to figure out how to manage that properly. What is wrong here? Again, it's not the strength physical part. It's this right here.
Yes,
So
sir.
this, everyone goes to the body. Not it's all here. Are you ready for this? Because you have to alter your subconscious
Your
mind.
thinking, yep.
Your subconscious mind, which is your habits mind. Because again, if you've done so many things so many times, you got to change this. I'm not the conscious mind. Does that make sense? So anyway, so I was like, what do you want? They create their own meal plan, and we go from there.
Yeah.
Now, the second one I do is I create something to their needs. What do you want to do? And this, that, to there. I make sure they apply it, and boom, this is what I want to do. Bye. All well. The third one is I have a business partner. Her name is Michelle. Basically, we link up together and we create the meals. She creates the meals, and I pass it to clients that wants to eat food. They don't want to prep it. So again, we have this thing. Hey, here you go. It's very easy. So again, we hold them accountable in different places.
Yeah.
I hold them accountable in different places. And by the end of the day,
And
it
a
all
lot of
works.
people need that
Yes.
extra accountability. Like you said, it comes from a team effort. And sometimes a lot of people don't have themselves set up to have someone. Like with this guy right here, there might be some times where it's like, oh, I don't want to go out and do drunken interviews tonight with the people. And he'll be like, shut up. Let's go do it. We're doing it, Evan. We're doing it. Shut your mouth.
Accountability partner, dog.
And I couldn't ask for a better, ride or die with this, because sometimes that's just the key factor that makes a difference. So you being able to do that for some of the people that you work with is probably huge for not only them, but also that you can do that for others.
Yeah.
I tell y'all,
Definitely.
it's crazy how all this stuff is like intertwined. Like today, or like it's mental awareness. Last podcast, I kind of joked about it, but I've been clinically diagnosed bipolar, like acute bipolar disorder, and so like I never knew it. You said you even said it, you started seeing a psychiatrist or a therapist or something. It took a big step for me. It was just one day I was like, yo, we go to professionals for all this different stuff. Like I have homies I can talk to. I have all this stuff. Let me go to a professional and just talk to them.
Yeah.
Let me just go talk to them. And partly I was trying to get prescribed Adderall. But so when I got there though, I was like, you know what? This is a professional. I'm not just gonna tell her what I think I need to tell her to get this Adderall. I'm gonna just tell her what's on my mind. I'm gonna just be honest and see what this professional has to say. So I did a couple sessions with her and stuff, and it's looping all this stuff in. Like she said, the biggest thing is recognizing and accepting, like you're being aware of your mental issues. And then like the things that helped me manage my bipolar is like, and this is stuff she taught me and explained. Eating good, eating well, and being disciplined about eating is a huge thing. She also said routine. She also said, this is why I'm such a big advocate for the gym and stuff. She said, go to the gym, work out your thoughts, lift weights, like try your body constantly. And
see what you're capable of.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything we're talking about literally is like how she told me I can combat this and I can overcome it. I can manage it.
Yes.
Is what it is.
So one of the things that I was like going through whenever I started seeing my therapist was depression.
Yeah.
I just had, but one of the things that helped me before I even saw a therapist was working out and training.
Absolutely.
Like anytime I would like kind of feel, trying to go to bed and just couldn't like go to sleep, and just was like my thoughts were just going on a ramp, I would go for a run.
Hell yeah.
No matter what time of the night it was. It could
yeah.
be
Wonderful.
like anytime.
That's why I love that y'all's gym's open 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I can't sleep 11 o'clock at night. I'm trying to hit the gym. Let me get my
You
mind
need to
right.
get it out.
Absolutely.
You just have to get it out.
Once you exhaust yourself, there's like, I'm too tired to think about anything.
Exactly.
So-
Now let me just crash out and wait for tomorrow to happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? After you exhaust yourself like that. Well, no, it's so funny because like whenever it doesn't matter what's going on through my day or what time it is. Once you get that pump in the gym or that workout in, or you start swinging on bags, or you start, you get that blood flow out, you get that testosterone working in your body.
Yeah.
For females, estrogen too. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be, but it's such a more clear day. Like your day it could be sunshine and bacon if you want it to be. You know what I mean? It could be great after you get that workout in. But sometimes I just feel like if you haven't done it, it's like, man, there's a reason why I feel like there's a reason why I'm slowed down today. It's because I haven't gone and hit the weights.
A day with a workout is very different from a day without working.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I believe in my heart that exercise or movement in general is necessary for survival.
Yes, sir.
Could you imagine not just sitting down and not moving this, not moving your arms, not moving your legs, just chilling? You ain't about to make it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're about to make it, and that's one of the things that me and my boy here and you guys obviously are pushing. And when it comes down to mental health, there, my mental health awareness month is we have to emphasize that exercise, nutrition, mindfulness matters the most, because by the end of the day, that is necessary. I mean, check this out. When things is not in the future, we call that anxiety. We think, we create things by
you
anxiety.
make it up in your imagination and you believe it,
Right.
and then you freak out about the future that hasn't happened yet.
Exactly.
Anxiety.
And depression, I've been through my phase, is you think about the past. Think about, man, when it was good.
Damn,
man,
that's
it was
deep.
amazing.
That's deep.
And we get stuck in there. Sometimes it's hard for us to get out of there. And there's nothing wrong. Let me repeat. I'm a life coach, by the way, just in case you guys are not aware of it. There's nothing wrong with being in that phase, whatever phase you at, but you just don't want to stay in that phase, because it does not serve you moving forward, especially if you want to grow past that phase.
Exactly. And also, that's another thing I try to tell people. It's like people that freak out about the future, or maybe they freak out about the past. I'm like, hey, look, either one of those things that you're thinking about, you ain't got it right now.
Right.
The future hasn't happened. The past already did. You can't be mad about the past anymore. Maybe it was bad, but all you have is right now. So what are you going to do with this right now moment? How powerful are you going to be in this right now?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so like whenever, if you get geared up for a fight, you can you can do psycho-cybernetics all day long and imagine what could happen and the outcomes that could play out. But once it starts,
You just go.
I'm in the moment. Are you not just so in the moment?
You have to be with no mind. Like Bruce Lee said, mindfulness is like everything, but you also have to have no mind.
Wow.
You also have to just kind of empty your mind.
Wow.
And just be one with whatever moment you're in.
Yeah.
Kind of like just relying on your instinct.
Even beyond that, you just have to just kind of just feel, and just whatever just happens.
Flow
state.
Like
A flow
fluid, be
state.
fluid like water.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Be
saying?
water.
Yeah.
Like whatever happens, you just kind of roll with the punches and you just keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
In Tao dynasty, they call it yin yang. Just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be. And look, when he went through that phase with just be. I got the skill. Just be. Just keep going. He didn't quit. He didn't say nah. He just kept on going.
So let me ask you this: how did that setback? How did that incident? I mean, what sort of struggles brought along with that? Because I think you said something about you had to sit out for a little while. Were you still working out? What sort of issues happened?
I couldn't see out of my left eye for about 2.5, 3 months or something like that.
Wow.
I had to wear an eye patch. I was like a pirate
like a
going around
badass,
everywhere. I mean, sure,
I'm here to whoop the tail.
my students liked it. They were giving me shit about it, but
For sure.
They liked it. That was probably just not being able to see was the hardest part. Yeah. And then I guess the amount of pressure that it put on my right eye, it kind of just it just made things tough.
Yeah.
Did you have to do like eye workouts to strengthen?
Just like some physical therapy, just to kind of like get the peripheral vision and stuff like that back, and just kind of get the strength back into it.
Isn't that kind of crazy how that happens though? Like my knee's messed up right now. I've torn plenty of ACLs, but like I messed it up the other day. I just landed on it wrong. But now my right knee hurts. Now my right knee hurts just because it's overcompensating for the. That's crazy how life happens like that. Like
it's one of the weirdest things, man.
Yes, I'm going to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Just to drop you guys no knowledge. When it comes down to the body, everyone says my arm hurts, right?
Yeah.
We tend to forget the body is all connected.
It's a whole cohesive.
So if you think this hurt, this might not be the cause of it. It's something else that's triggering it.
Right.
Just like how you balance one side, it's like, why is my? Because of that, all connected.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead. My bad. I didn't share that.
No, that was good.
I forgot what we were talking about.
The struggles that you were able to overcome.
So just the other biggest hurdle besides not being able to see was getting comfortable with getting like punches thrown in that direction.
Just having them
Getting like
how
kind
hard
of
it was.
Knowing that like it was really hurt, and now that there's it's had surgery and there's all these other other kind of like mental hurdles you have to go through.
Yeah.
Now I have to like be okay with taking a punch to it.
Right.
And in the beginning, it was kind of like,
Ouch! I'm gonna do that again. Ouch! I still gotta do it again.
I would mind fuck myself and kind of think.
That can fuck you in a fight.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You can't be thinking about
If
your
you're
eye.
over-
You just have to be
yes.
in that moment.
If you're flinching and you're like not ready for a punch to
Yeah.
come, you're kind of like, opening yourself up to other punches.
Yeah.
If I'm like, oh fuck, and then I'm gonna
wild.
open myself up. So I
That's
had to
wild.
get used to being able to kind of defend the right way again and being
Yeah.
able to, be comfortable with punches coming at me and slipping at the right time and moving
Right.
my head. So the past few years when I've been just kind of getting ready, it's been a lot of, mental work and
Yes, sir.
getting myself mentally ready for that again.
So now let me ask you: getting yourself mentally ready for that again? Is there going to be an again?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell the people and the viewers at home when that's going to be?
There is an again. There's an again. June 20th.
June 20th.
June 20th.
What's happening?
On Father's Day. It's a Sunday. It'll be at the Bayou City Event Center in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
Fury Fighting Championships.
Fury.
It is a local Houston show. It's been around for a few years. I've fought on their show a few times.
Fury's huge, though.
Shout out
Fury's
to Fury.
a great promotion. They've sent, I think,
Shout out to Fury.
several guys to the UFC.
Yeah.
Their last show, actually, Dana White was there.
Nice.
He was
Trying
there.
to find talent.
He signed, I think, 3 guys.
Wow.
And one of them, coincidentally, was a guy that I've known for a super long time, Leo Mono Martinez. Shout out. He.
We had I was gonna say we had Santiago Guzman on the show a while back.
Oh, okay,
You
no
know,
kidding.
we had him on,
cool.
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of really great talent. I'll be making my comeback with them.
sir.
It'll be on UFC Fight Pass.
Okay.
And,
I'm gonna watch it.
That's pretty
I'm gonna
cool,
watch
man.
it, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate
yeah.
it. This is the. It's been a long time coming. A lot of setbacks that have kind of like made this, comeback.
Monumental.
Not even necessarily monumental. It's kind of coming to fruition. Everything's kind of falling in place at the right time.
So you mean
And
even through these struggles, being able to overcome it and all that through this right now, it's
just
it's huge.
through other injuries besides the eye and just
Gotcha.
when injuries happen, it's in training.
Yeah.
The fight is the fun part. The fight is what you trained 6, 10, however long many weeks you've trained, and then that's the fun part. The training is where it's the shitty part, where you're exhausted. You're doing the same shit over and over again.
trench
You're-
work.
Exactly. You're having to diet. You're having to cut weight. You're having to do all these different things that just kind of make yourself, it's exhausting.
And let's not forget life.
And
and life
and other
happens.
life
Fuck.
things too. Like going through like
does.
I don't make great money. Like so
Yeah.
I have a normal day-to-day job, which is the gym and teaching
Yeah.
karate classes. So and then my own personal life and all those things kind of like make it that much harder.
Right.
Dude, going through those daily struggles.
Life is what a curveball sometimes life can be.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's life.
Dude, I had just gotten my car fixed up, right? Dropped about like $700-800 into it. I was pumped up. I was able to go to Mother's Day, go visit my mom. Shout out Mom and Grandma in Kerrville. Yeah, I made it for Mother's Day, made it home. But the very next day, like right after I got all my car fixed up, I'm on the phone with my boy D right here. And I'm like, yeah, man, about to go do this.
I just hear, oh shit!
Boom! And fuck! He was like, what? I was like, I fucking hit the rail. I hit the rail. And he was like, what? Fuck!
Life happens.
And I mean, or even like last night, man, I was helping this person. She ended up driving around on a fully flat tire. I'm like, woman driver, how are you how are you making it around successfully right now? She's like, I don't know. I was just gonna do it. And I'm like, oh shit. So life happens, and sometimes it's not. It's at the entirely worst times.
Yes.
For sure.
I think like that's one of my favorite sayings is like a setback is just a setup for a comeback.
Hey.
Minor setback for a major comeback.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
again,
sir.
you have to see it that way.
Right,
though. If you
right.
don't see it that way, you
Mindset,
always
bro.
see it as a setback. Like
Yeah.
he took my this. Well, what you gonna do about it?
You
Yes,
know what?
sir.
Exactly.
What you
Yes,
gonna do about
sir.
it?
Exactly. How are you going to bounce back from it? I was reading in a book called Certain Success. Are y'all readers at all?
Oh yeah,
am.
big time.
Gotta be.
Well, that's one thing that everyone on this show has had in common. They're all good readers, and I think that's why people are able to set themselves apart because
Oh, yeah.
not all leaders are readers. Or no, not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. And it was talking about one way to make sure of certain success to not happen is to continually talk about all the issues that are happening about you. If you talk and bring around this sorrow of cesspool.
I can't stand a complainer.
Oh man, you just can't.
You make your own reality.
Right.
Yeah,
You got to figure it out.
it was
Right.
talking about you're knocking down your own walls of Jericho. You're knocking down your own retaining wall that keeps you struck up whenever you're like, oh man, and then I don't have enough money for gas, and then my manager's real mean, and it just shut the hell up, figure it out,
Law of attraction.
Right.
Law of attraction, right there.
figure it out.
Yeah, and that's when it comes down to that. Like he just said, we create our own reality. And if you don't take action, see, action is where it boils down to. If you think about something you're gonna do, and you don't take action, you're still in that cesspool. You're still in
Right.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And by the end of the day, if you're miserable, you're going to attract a lot of miserable people.
Yep.
And if you're successful,
Misery loves company.
If you're successful in your mind's eye, or you're taking action, you're gonna open doors to people that you meet and want
Yep.
to take you to places
Who
that
also have a
believe in
good
you.
mindset as well,
Exactly.
because it just somehow the universe naturally just brings them together.
We have to take action. We are co-creators. I mean, God gave us
Yes,
our
sir.
life and everything to breathe, and He said, "What you gonna do with it?" So
Right.
some
Yeah.
of us just saying that, "Oh, well, my mama was poor, my dad." Okay, so I'm gonna be poor. Oh, hell to the no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Right.
change
Straight
that
up.
because again, it brings down to awareness. If you're not aware of that, you're capable of doing certain things in your life, or you just see yourself as a downpour of time, and that's what it is. And you mentioned books. One of the books that I don't really read, but I listen.
Yeah.
a lot.
Audio still counts.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like
That's-
this podcast. It
Okay,
still counts
perfect.
audio and visual. Yeah, y'all can still
Number one
listen.
podcast in the
Yeah,
world.
number one podcast. Y'all can still tune in on HTown Happy Hour page at 6 o'clock Sundays.
One of the books that I've read that really that's very profound to me, that made a huge, big thing in my life, is called The 5 Agreements. The 5 Agreements is by Don Miguel somebody, I forgot his name. However, the first one, it says, do not take things personally. Don't take things personally. We take a lot of things personally. Don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
A lot of wars, a lot of things that's happened in life,
Of
our personal
assumptions.
relationships,
Yeah.
work life, whatever, because we make assumptions that somebody's thinking something which is not true. And
Right.
we're just creating this thing, this anxiety, right? The other one is work hard. The other one is, what was the other one? Is, I lost my train of thought. But listen, if you're interested in reading a book, go read that.
The 5 agreements.
5
You
agreements.
said
It's-
work hard, don't make assumptions.
Don't take things personal.
Don't take things
assumptions,
personally.
And work hard.
All right, I ain't gonna
It's
put
less
you on
than
the spot.
5, but yeah.
It's 5, less than 5. But
Those are agreements that you
Well,
should
there's
think.
another one.
I'm a little bit
Viewers,
nervous right
tune
now.
in- yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous right now.
You can't even tell, bro. You're killing it.
Well,
Can't
hey,
even tell,
I'll
dog.
tell you like this, man. 50 minutes later, we've gotten through damn near the whole entire show.
serious?
Oh,
It's
it
been,
moved.
It's
Holy
been
shit.
50 minutes
Damn, this
already,
shit's
so we've
moving
been
quickly.
here.
Let me share something real quick before I leave. Again, it's mental awareness.
Oh, we
month.
got 10
Again,
more
I want to
minutes,
share
man.
that.
Hell yeah, we do.
When it comes down to your, whenever you go through your emotions and whatever you in your phase, do your best. And like I said, I meditate, so I take a quick deep breath and I say to myself, I am not my mind, I am not my body. If you say I'm not my mind, I'm not my body, he broke his eye in the cage. I keep going to that because again, I will use him as an example.
Well, it's a
But
success
teamwork
story.
thing.
Keep going,
It's a success
keep
story.
going.
It's a teamwork thing, and he broke his eye. I broke my femur a few years back, and I still kept on going to the gym. He still kept on moving forward. So when I believe I'm not my body, that doesn't stop me from keeping moving forward.
Damn.
I
Right?
feel it.
huge.
The main point he's trying to say is don't be a pussy.
In other words,
Tell the truth, player. Tell the truth.
but then again, you have to have awareness when it comes down to that. Again, when it comes down to your mind, whatever something does not make you feel good, if it's something in your mind that makes you feel good, believe it, take it. It makes you
Yeah.
feel who you are. That's the blessing. That's God's gift. If it makes you feel bad, that's not you. That's not your mind. If someone makes you, that's not you.
And I feel like that's the difference between we know what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
We know how to make that call, and we know how to listen to ourselves whenever we're making that call. Kind of like with what you're saying. It's like, man, if it don't feel good, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's not you.
It's not you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, man, follow your true instincts. If you got a gut feeling that, hey, maybe I am not in the place that I need to be. You know, there's nothing wrong with taking a step back and reassessing where you are.
Right.
100%.
And the thing is, we're humans. We're very, very stubborn. and we'll keep.
Nah.
Hey, man, get out of here, man. What are you talking about, bro?
about?
You sound stubborn, bro.
You guys don't sound stubborn at all.
We'll keep doing the same thing.
Enrique.
We'll keep doing the same thing over and over again until we'll get it right.
Yeah.
And some people are very fast learners, some people are slow learners. And in my line of work, what I've come to find out is I have to meet people where they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just can't implement anything of that sort because by the end of the day, they've gone through it. They have belief systems. I have to honor their belief system, but say, hey, why don't you take a look at here and see?
Right.
Maybe this might help you out. But again, people are slow learners, so I have to respect that.
So something that I like to say to that, like I know a lot of times some people like to say, oh, well, so-and-so's doing this, so-and-so's doing that, and so-and-so's doing this. And I'm like, you know, what I keep hearing is you trying to compare yourself to somebody else. And if you're trying to compare the growth from your seed to your tree to somebody else's seed to their tree, you're gonna lose every time. Because you know you might be having these root systems set up down below that these people have no idea about. They may act like they're doing this, but don't compare yourself to what other people are doing. Make your lane, drive hard, and go do it. And if someone else recognizes your tree for growing and how beautiful it is,
Thank you.
thank you.
Simple as easy as that, but it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Social media does
Easier
not
said
allow
than
you to
done.
do so.
No.
Because
Right,
I'm
yeah.
serious that we have to speak the truth around it because by the end of the day, it is what it is.
Because the truth hurts. You got to keep it 100% no matter what.
The hardest thing for people to do is kind of ignore the outside
Yes.
criticism.
Yeah.
You know, because like
Yeah.
in your own head, you're feeling like you're doing like exactly what you want to do, but then you'll start seeing like other people criticize you for
Yeah.
doing what you're doing.
And you're like, how are
Rather
y'all
than-
going to hate?
Exactly. You'll start believing like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's not who,
Right.
you know, like that's stupid. And I'll be like, man, maybe I shouldn't do it. Nah, fuck that. If that's what you want to do, just do it.
Well, and that was another
continue
thing.
to do it.
Have you ever? I mean, have y'all had much people like with the naysayers, with the down talkers, with the haters? How do y'all just shut them out? I mean, whenever you're getting prepared to go up for
I
something
hear
big,
it all the time. Like people
Yeah.
telling me like, don't fight anymore. Like you're not gonna make it. Like the risk versus reward isn't worth it. You know, like so many people make it to like what you're trying to do. Like it's not worth it. At the end of the day, like nah, fuck that. Like I want to at least try.
I'm gonna give my best.
I'm gonna give it my best. Whenever I'm old and whenever I can't do this anymore, I want to look back and look. I tried, and I
did
did
my
my
best.
absolute
Yeah.
fucking best to see
Wonderful.
like how far I could make it. And
Like-
if that means like I have a lesser quality of life when I'm older, I can't walk or like my eyes are all fucked up or whatever. Like fuck it.
At least you left it on the table.
Exactly.
I
I tried.
don't plan.
I
on,
went for it.
I don't plan on leaving this earth well rested.
Yeah. Why?
You know,
Why would you?
tired as
Like I mean,
fuck.
man, don't you expect to the whole rest in peace? Hey, man, I'm trying to make a ruckus right now. You know what I'm saying? And if that means long nights, sleepless hours, going up till 1 or 2 in the morning doing drunken interviews with the people on Main Street in Houston, brother, let's do it. All right, you know.
I tell you, like for the haters, to like address that, like something that I learned pretty quick was I'll hear you, but I ain't gonna listen. Like you don't get none of my thought devotion. Like I'll hear you, I'll recognize you hating
That's very
or
powerful.
challenging me, but I ain't gonna listen.
Right.
That's
Because
very powerful.
you don't gotta see my vision. You ain't gotta see out my vision. You just stay out of the way.
Well, but actually, they can't help but see because here we are, 8 episodes deep. With getting close to the last of our episode, you can't help but watch.
To piggyback on what he said, he's very, very true. Because again, you cannot listen to people because once you take a note of what they're saying, you're saying their words. Whatever they're saying is much more valid than yours.
Yeah, damn.
And if you see it that way, bruh,
You're gonna make that real.
like
you're gonna give it
make
validity.
that real.
Yep.
Not no one should tell you how to live your life. But again, like I said, people will do is that let them do it. You can't have good and not have evil. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, it doesn't work. You don't
Exactly.
have sunlight. You can't have.
Exactly.
There has to be something over that.
Down
you can
to the
have
very
dark
atoms.
skinned person
Down-
and
It even goes into fighting, bro. I gave a speech on this in one of my speech classes. Like, what is victory without defeat?
Yep.
Like, you don't even know how it feels to really succeed if you've never failed.
I can't appreciate any of my victories without losing.
Right.
You know, like the
Right.
losses that I've had have taught me so much more than any of the wins that I've had.
That's what I'm saying.
And you know, like that's what helps you grow even more. Is when you accept those defeats, even though you know they suck in that moment.
Yeah.
You accept them. You
At
take it on the chin. And you keep going.
You stepped up to the stage to be able to win or to lose,
Hey.
and that right there is the heart of a champion.
You show everybody your cards. You show everybody
Right.
how vulnerable you can be, and then you just prove it to whoever you're trying to prove it to.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you're trying to prove it to yourself.
Right.
And if you're not trying to prove it to yourself, you're trying to prove it to other people, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
If you're trying to get public validation, you're on the right.
Then you're
right
doing
track.
the worst thing to do that. That is the hardest thing to do to get public validation.
Yeah.
I'd do a lot of other things besides
Well,
that.
especially whenever people are talking down on you, you know what I mean? If they
Yeah.
do, you know,
Yeah.
but I mean, even then, like he was talking about with our buddy David, you know, he would do these Smiles with David videos. And it's kind of like, at first you're looking at it, you're going like, David, what are you doing? What are you doing, David? And then it's like, nope, watch this. No, you have to smile and be happy. And it's like, okay, David, I love your consistency. I love your message. I love that you're doing it. Even everyone thinks what they want to think about people doing their thing. Make your videos, make your content, get your message heard. And if you got a problem with it, don't watch.
Have I
people
said this
listening.
quote on the Teddy Roosevelt quote? Have I said it on this before?
I think you should lace
It's
our
so
eardrums.
applicable. Let me say this. So this is a quote by Teddy
Lace
Roosevelt.
out eardrums.
Lace our eardrums. Yeah.
Uncle Ted.
Right, Uncle Ted,
Teddy
great
O.
president. All right. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do these deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least he failed daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Dude,
Pin drop.
after what
Solid.
you just read, I see that as life.
That's life, bro. That's life.
What else? That's
Yeah.
life. You keep going back and forth. You keep-
And that's what I was gonna say with the good and the evil, with the wins and the losses. You can't have one without the other. They want to call it yin and yang Taoism. There's certain aspects down to the very atoms of what our body's made up of. There's a positive and negative charge.
Yeah. Right.
So whenever someone's on the negative, it's kind of like, all right, you're allowed to be there. But you know there's a positive silver lining that it's your job to find. You have to, in your mind, you have to be able to identify what went wrong and what went well.
Yeah.
And if it all went wrong, give yourself some grace. Try to find some positive. Don't be 100% negative. If you're always 100% positive, then people might also look at you as like, it's a little...
Too much.
If you're going to listen to any criticism, you should listen to your self-criticism.
Damn,
Facts.
real talk.
That's the only criticism you should listen to.
What is it? I think Lil Wayne said is like, he said something about, yeah, I listen to my self-talk. He's like, I'm the only one who understands what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I talk to myself. I know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Is
Yeah.
positive self-talk a big thing in the fitness and fighting world?
Yes. Yes. You have to talk to yourself. You and your
Yeah.
own. You got to be your own best friend, your own cheerleader, your own. Because some days when we go through our shit, I'm telling you, not a lot of people will be there. They love you, but they got their own problems.
Right. Ain't no one gonna have your back like you do.
Nah.
No.
But we have to learn how to be solo in our own misery, man. That sucks. No one wants to be alone. That's why we're humans. We want to be
Yeah.
like, I want to be part of it. We want to be loved. We want to be,
Yeah.
we want to be heard.
Appreciated.
Appreciate it. But by the end of the day, sometimes it's hard to be in the just dark rooms like, I know I got to do this, but it sucks.
Well, sometimes, and even whenever you get to thinking about it, it starts getting, that silence that happens when you start like being your own critic, being your own, the meditation. That silence is so just intoxicating. Being by yourself and being able to analyze yourself. Like whenever I'll probably stay up all night watching this video, like I did, the last one, and try to gain the knowledge that I've heard from both of y'all two coming up here today and talking, and.
I'd like to add. I think like we were talking about, like we create, like God give us this life. It's our like, what are we gonna do with it? I was shooting the shit with the homies the other day, and I made the comment, like, everybody's always like, oh, what's the meaning of life? Like for me, the meaning of life is to give life meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's it.
Right?
I mean, life, yeah.
I think that's a great hammer.
And no matter how you do it or what path you choose or whatever, the meaning of life is to give life meaning.
As long as it means something to you, then yeah, for
Right.
sure. 100%. I agree with
Something I
that.
like to live by.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not 42. There's, y'all know, I don't know. There's like Guardians of Galaxy or something. They say the meaning of life is 42. I don't agree.
I think you have to give life meaning yourself, man. And
I don't
with
think it's
that-
42.
Hey, and with that, I would like to say we've had an excellent episode
Fuck,
today.
dude, this was
Enrique,
fire,
Omar,
guys.
thank y'all gentlemen so much for coming up here today and
guys.
doing
I
this,
appreciate
man.
it. Yes,
This
sir.
is a great episode.
Joe,
And,
you hit the IG one, huh?
Yeah, and now is there anything else? I think we got a lot of it out, man. Like I said, y'all are gonna feel like this went by real quick, man. I think we had a great episode, and you know,
Don't
y'all-
forget, June 20th, UFC Fight Pass, Fury Fighting.
Yes,
Yes,
check
stop
it
by
out.
V12 Sports and Fitness, get the tickets. Call me, my brother over here, and let's get you going. And if you haven't been in our gym before, come check it out.
Come on with it.
You'll love it. You'll love what we
Hey,
have.
hit them with your social
Absolutely.
handles. How can they see more about V12 and Tiger's Den?
So V12 is at V12 Sports and Fitness. Look us up at Yahoo, an IG or Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram handle is the Gaza Kid _MMA, and then you can find me on Facebook at Omar Hillail.
Yeah.
Tiger's Den.
We
V12.
appreciate y'all coming on so much.
Thank you.
So-
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
y'all so
This is
much.
amazing.
Viewers, thank y'all for watching and tuning in. We appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for next week. We got a great episode for you.
HTown Happy Hour,
Peace.
#1 podcast
All
in the
is
world.
well.
Let's go.
Thank you so much, man.